So from being at about 250 locations, now the Very Good Food Company has an opportunity to reach another 800 plus locations in the US. That's what we're going to focus on tonight, and also some recent news from Beyond Meat and the Tattooed Chef. So stay tuned. Welcome everybody to the PlantStock channel. If we haven't met yet, my name is Jesse, and on this channel we focus on plant-based companies and stocks. But before we get to it, I would really appreciate an early thumbs up, since it really does help spread the channel to more people. And if you want to keep getting more information on plant-based companies such as the Very Good Butchers, Beyond Meat, Tattooed Chef, or other similar companies, make sure to subscribe and don't forget that bell button. Now, if we take a look at the stock chart, ticker symbol VRYYF in the Canadian TSXV, we can see that finally an uptrend again, which is around 1.7%. And that is probably related to the recent good news. So if we move into the news, we can see that the Very Good Food Company announces partnership with Green Spoon Sales to accelerate US retail growth. So they're definitely now on their way to actually expand into the US more and more. And this is kind of the proof of that. And according to the article here, the Very Good Butchers brand is getting more and more interest from different companies and different retailers in the US. They see tremendous interest from natural foods and other retailers representing hundreds of stores across the US. And another good news here, besides Green Spoon, is that the company also recently secured its first US sales order from a California-based online vegan grocery store, GTFO. It's vegan. So that's kind of like the proof that it's the first in its relationship with a sustainable grocer. And CEO Mitchell Scott had this to say, quote, "The partnership with Green Spoon is poised to significantly boost Very Good's wholesale retail distribution in the US, which is a key component of our 2021 growth strategy. As consumers increasingly gravitate toward plant-based proteins, we have received incredible US demand for our innovative, nutritious, and delicious products. We are excited to partner with a like-minded company like Green Spoon to help us reach even more consumers at the store shelf level in regional and nationwide grocers and other brick-and-mortar retailers. We are currently in advanced conversations with several large and mid-sized chains representing 800 plus retail stores to carry out our products. So we are all well positioned to scalable growth in the US this year." And the CEO of Green Spoon had this to say, quote, "The partnership incorporates everything we stand for as innovators in the natural food and beverage industry. The plant-based trend has seen tremendous growth and exciting innovation. Together, Green Spoon Sales and the Very Good Food Company are reshaping the future of foods available in the marketplace and bringing the highest quality products to grocery shelves and consumer homes." Sorry about this. We got an uninvited guest. Well, it's still very pleasurable to have you here. Say hi to the screen. That's Mowgli. You met him before, I think. And obviously the Rupert facility is going to be part of this expansion that did actually open up now just a couple of days ago. But we have some more information here, and it is that Very is announcing that they have retained KCSA Strategic Communications to help them with their ongoing public and investor relations programs. And this company will receive about $22,000 per month during a 6-month period. But as it also states that the company has the right to terminate the relationship with them on 30 days notice. And this doesn't come as a surprise, since they are expanding and trying to reach more people out there when it comes to investing. So this is yet another indicator that the Very Good Butchers, the Very Good Food Company, are on track when it comes to the US expansion. So far, they've only been at around 250 stores, but now they have a possibility to reach an 800 plus stores, which is incredible, right? This would also lead to a larger recognition nationwide, which I think would probably lead to that they can expand throughout the US much quicker. The more people find out about it, the more people test their products, the more reviews we see out there, the more interested different companies will be to actually take in their products. So I'm really looking forward to this. At the moment, I do believe that the Rupert facility up in Vancouver should be able to handle another 800 stores, considering that they can handle about 37 million pounds of product per year. But conveniently, we do know that the Patterson facility is going to open up in a few months, which can handle another 100 million pounds, right? So that should be able to handle a larger scale when it comes to their expansion in the US, but also later on when they're planning to actually start selling their product in Europe as well, in whatever form that will be. All right, folks, that was it for the Very Good Food Company. Moving on to Beyond Meat. If we take a look at the ticker symbol, BYND, we can see that today it's up around 1%. This could be related to the latest news, but it has actually the last 5 days been trading kind of sideways, a few dollars up and down, as it has actually been doing for quite some time. So as many of us probably know, this has been a really great year for Beyond Meat when it comes to making deals. They've gotten the deals with McDonald's, with Yum Brands, and PepsiCo, which is the second largest food company in the world. So impressive there. And they're actually opening up a factory in China, as we've talked about in a former news, which is probably going to bring in a lot of revenue there. And now we find out more information, which is Beyond Meat expands to thousands of more retailers across Europe. And this kind of proves once again why this is the industry leader when they make deals. It's not 20 stores here, 50 stores there, 100 stores there. I mean, it happens, but normally we're talking about larger deals. So like it's stated in the article, it's at around 80 countries with 122,000 retail and food outlets. And now their products, their beef, their pork, their chicken alternatives is actually going to hit more stores in the UK, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and the Netherlands. Major retailers in those countries, including Sainsbury's, Waitrose, Migros, and other, will carry Beyond Meat's products for the first time, expand their offerings, or add them to new locations. And according to Beyond Meat, plant-based food sales in Europe has jumped to another 49% over the past 2 years. And because in Europe, we're kind of harsher or harder when it comes to the ingredients than perhaps the US, that has actually facilitated Beyond's expansion into Europe. And as you might know by now, that the ingredient list in Beyond Meat is not any GMOs if you compare it to Impossible Burger, and this could be one of the reasons why they're expanding so well in Europe. Furthermore, we find out in the article that the company hopes that they will soon be able to expand into countries such as France, Spain, Belgium, and Italy using their new minced beef alternative. And minced beef, the traditional version, is something that is usually consumed in this country, so it might help them along the road. So thus far we can see that Beyond Meat is doing really well, not only in the US, but in China and in Europe as well, as they have been expanding now more and more. And I think we can expect this year to be really interesting. And I know stock-wise, it hasn't moved a lot. And if it does move, if it does go up, the shorters tend to pull it back down quite quickly. But as we know, the Beyond Meat stock usually has about a 30% short. It kind of reminds you years ago about Tesla. It kind of was really difficult for it to just fly up, which we know today, us Tesla investors, it really benefited us, right? Because the longer it could be kept down, that meant that we could actually invest more at lower prices. And it's the same thing here with Beyond Meat. We should be thankful for this. Because do not forget, the deals with McDonald's, Yum Brands, and PepsiCo, even though it's a done deal, those won't actually start to go into action until a couple of months before the end of the year, which means they're not getting revenues from that as of yet. But when that starts to happen, I can guarantee you will see something very different when it comes to the stocks. And if we move on to the last bit of news, which is Tattooed Chef, ticker symbol TTCF, TTCF, we can see that is stagnated today around $18.91. Now, a few days ago, we got some really good news from the Tattooed Chef. And as you know and might be accustomed to, normally we don't see a whole lot of information from this company like on a weekly basis. It can be 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. They use a whole different strategies if we compare it to the Very Good Butchers. And what we find out is Tattooed Chef expands pizza offerings with the launch of new plant-based pizza. Now, I really find this news very encouraging that not only is it 5 new pizza alternatives, but this time, which I think has been a problem before actually, one of their weaknesses is that several of their, what should you say, more meat alternatives and more cheesy alternatives hasn't been vegan, hasn't been 100% plant-based, which I think is actually a weakness in the company, which I'll talk more about in the future. But now, all of a sudden, they're actually offering 5 new pizzas that are not only gluten-free, which is also a strength of the company, but that's actually vegan, 100% plant-based, right? And the 5 ones are going to be a plant-based vegetable pizza with zucchini, red peppers, yellow peppers, red onion, and mozzarella-style shreds on cauliflower crust. And then we got the plant-based white pizza with spinach, creamy garlic sauce, and mozzarella style shreds on cauliflower crust, pizza-based pepperoni, and then plant-based sausage and pepperoni pizza. And then the last but not least, plant-based 2 cheese pizza, which is mozzarella and cheddar style shreds on the cauliflower crust. And this is what Sarah Galletti, the actual Tattooed Chef, had to say about this. Quote, "We're excited to officially launch our 100% plant-based pizzas. At Tattooed Chef, we're constantly looking at ways to put a plant-based twist on classic favorites, nostalgic innovation. These 100% plant-based pizza not only taste delicious, but also have a clean ingredient deck with more and more consumers are looking for in the alternative space. Relentlessly innovating is what we do at Tattooed Chef, and we are here to revolutionize plant-based eating." And these new products will actually be available at most of the locations. And they will be launching additional retailers in the coming months. And we also find out that the pizza requires a one-step preparation and ready to eat within 10 to 12 minutes. And that's what we expect, right? We want products that they do develop products that should be easy and available for anybody who wants to eat something more healthy, right? And each product starts at about $7.99 per pizza. And I would say it's kind of a premium price, but compared to other products out there, I think it's pretty okay, considering that it's not only plant-based, it's 100% plant-based, it's gluten-free. You usually have to, as of yet, pay a premium price on that. So I think that will still serve them well. So as I stated before, I think this is really good news. Considering that these products are 100% plant-based, which even though I've said several times on this channel, and I will still say it, I think this is a great company with a lot of potential. I do see them having an opportunity to at least 10x in the next 5 to 10 years. But one of the weaknesses has been that a lot of their products aren't actually vegan. And the plant-based the terminology is kind of complicated, right? For most people, plant-based actually means vegan, but it doesn't really mean that. In many circles, it does seem to mean that it, as it says, it's plant-based, its base is plants, but you can have other products like dairy in it, which I think actually makes it a bit limiting for a lot of people. Not only people who are vegans or 100% plant-based, but people today who have sensitivities such as lactose or just sensitivities overall when it comes to milk protein, right? So this actually makes the company even more appealing in my eyes, and I think it's going to be more appealing to a lot of people. All right, everyone, that was it for today. I truly hope you got some value in today's video, and if you did, make sure to smash that like button. And if you want to keep getting more information regarding VRYYF, Beyond Meat, or Tattooed Chef, or other plant-based companies, make sure to subscribe. And as always, folks, this is not financial advice. These are just my own opinions and thoughts. It's important to always do your own due diligence and invest safe. Hope to see you soon. Peace out.